the last second to cast this game, EHOME.Keen versus CDEC in the Shanghai Dota Open. This is through Dota TV, so no fancy map drawings or anything like that, unfortunately, but I hope I can get into the lobby for the next games going forward. Now's the time where I would normally tell you about these teams, about what they have been doing so far, but I have not been able to do any research prior to this. EHOME.Keen, looking at these names, probably coming in as less favorites, as we have pretty much a month team here. Got June, September, February, November, and October. So bring on the memes, I suppose, as they head off with the Drow Ranger first pick. It's been nerfed a tiny amount, I believe here. Base damage hasn't been nerfed, but still does pretty much what she's going to do when it comes to the effect that it has on the game. Generally, there's kind of two ways to go about it. Either you look for these early push strats that hit like 10-15 minutes in and take high ground by like 20-25 minutes. Do that with a bunch of extra ranged heroes, and maybe an offlane hero like a Tidehunter or a Faceless Void if it hasn't been banned out. Just to be that space creator, just to be the one to make it very, very scary to actually engage into the Drow Ranger. But the other way to go about it is just pick some solid cores that can screen for a Drow, even in the late game. Something like an Axe would also still be nice at a pool. Puck even comes to mind from the middle lane, very popular combo. Yeah, these kind of things, just have that huge damage output going into the late game, as Drow Ranger obviously scales very, very well on that department. And all you need to do is really just try and keep her safe. Oracle also comes to mind. There's plenty of things that you can do with the Drow. But picking her first means that EHOME.Keen will have plenty of opportunity to counter pick it here. They lead off with the Earth Spirit, which is great. Wonderful hero to do that with, just because he's that gap closer. And probably the biggest gap closer in the game, considering his initiation range between the roll and the toss of the boulder. And now the slot on top of that could get quite dangerous here, depending on where the slot ends up. He might get a quick think deck out of the one position, and then he can also sprint in, blink right on top of the Drow, take out of the fight pretty much immediately thanks to that amplified damage. So EHOME.Keen setting themselves up for that quite nicely, but CDC, they must have expected something like this to come out as well. So they probably have a plan to deal with that, and that plan does involve the Oracle just kind of babysitting the Drow, as you would expect here, with a false promise always at the ready. Purifying Flames, great nuke. Don't really have to talk too much about Oracle, we all know what he's doing. His base damage also got reduced by 6, so hey. Yeah, Drow reduced by 4, and Oracle reduced by 6. That's somewhat mitigated by the fact that you're still gonna have the precision aura, but I do suppose that this kind of Drow Oracle strat is one of the main reasons that these two heroes got nerfed in terms of base damage department, because especially in the Oracle, it's gonna spend a lot of time early on just harassing out people. You do notice it, right? You do notice that drop off quite a bit. All of a sudden, some of these tankier offlaners like the Slaughter, even if he does end up being there, is not quite as scared anymore.
Radiant team ban.
Best cast, casting the casters. Yeah, I could just pull those guys up here, but I don't know that'll be a good idea. So Wyvern and Lifesteal taken out. Two more of these heroes that are very good against Drow. Lifesteal, I haven't seen him in quite a long time actually, so I don't know how crazy the Chinese people are about him, but Winter Wyvern makes a lot of sense. That one hero that, especially later game goes, kind of scales with your enemy. In the sense that if you hit someone next to the Drow with that ultimate, and Drow doesn't have the BKB going, then that person is just going to die every single time, because the Drow's going to have a lot of damage ideally, so... Not willing to deal with that. CDC take it out of the picture, and now they're up against a Dazzle too, which makes it a bit harder for Drow and Oracle to actually finish someone off, unless you can get the silence on a Dazzle, or unless you can get yourself the Axe now. This kind of seems to be the obvious choice. Not being banned out by EHOME.Keen. It's a great hero for the offlane, just to link in front of the Drow Ranger, make sure to keep people away from them. And now also just to have something against the grave. Okay, never mind. Gonna go for the Prophet instead. I guess they could still go for the Axe here if they wanted to run around as a kind of 4-position greedy jungle type. Nature's Prophet also here that I have not seen in a while. Then again, I haven't been watching too much Dota, let alone Chinese Dota. Just because the timing is always really bad for me, but hey. Get some Nature's Prophet action, a split push, but probably a lot of right clicks coming out as well between the Drow Ranger. Just lends itself very well to this kind of to this idea of early pressure. Add some extra tree into the mix, is kind of being the screen, helping out a little bit more with the push, and then just generally having that +1 can be devastating early on. So when it comes to gank attempts, especially when you think about the Earth Spirit, he wants to be active, he wants to roam across the map, make kills happen, on especially the Drow if he can manage. The setup from the Earth Spirit, Slaughter in the offlane just going onto the Drow, that should turn into a kill, especially if someone else rotates in as well. Maybe they're gonna pick an Invoker for the Sunstrike, extra damage or something like that. But yeah, all of a sudden, if you have Nature's Prophet, these kind of things can turn around on you just as quickly as they started. So EHOME.Keen gonna have to be very careful about what fights they take and what fights they don't. How far position they put themselves. Now, they could be thinking about an axe themselves, to be honest. Against the Prophet, not the worst. Uh, just have some sort of split push, or counter push component here. Just axe can kind of blink all the way for the trees and then spin it down.
10 seconds remaining.
Might need a Quelling Page though to get it out of Sprout if Nature's Prophet decides to just try and whip him down a little bit.
Team pick.
Phantom Lancer. Also a Chinese thing? I have no idea. See so many new heroes here, but hey. This one has not been touched, I believe, in the recent balance patch.
10 seconds remaining.
That's the reason, right? I mean, people see so many of their favorite heroes on Earth, and they go back to the whole pool and say, hey, what do we like? Once have we not played in a long while, which might be useful again nowadays. Phantom Lancer, not the worst here, if you think about it. Not a lot of AoE on the side of CDEC. They had a little bit more with the Dragon Knight, which will help out a bit, but later down the line, this gonna definitely need a Drow Axe. Maelstrom probably, so the Lightning Ranger. Always fun to see, but being forced into this kind of things, not the worst.
Yeah,
I think.
Remaining.
Pardon?
5 seconds remaining.
Okay. Dying being taken out.
Radiant
A good ban. I think with the Phantom Lancer pick, CDC really have to go all in on this early pressure idea. Just end the game before like 25-30 minutes the latest. They have the tools to deal with that, right? Make no mistake. They have a couple of range heroes. Dragon Knight, once he pops his ultimate, also going to benefit from the Draw Aura. Not to mention the push potential of his Dragon form in general. Gonna be taking towers quick. They're gonna be taking towers early. And right now, I'm kind of struggling to see what EHOME.Keen's gonna do about it, because Dazzle, very kind of passive support. He can kind of turn around things. Shallow Grave can be sort of aggressive with Poison Touch up against single heroes, but when it comes to defending pushes, he doesn't really have a whole lot. Shadow Wave, great. If you have a Creep Wave, you can do something. But if you don't, well, absolutely useless. Earth Spirit can kind of roll in, but doesn't really do damage to creeps to take care of them. Slaughter also has to commit if you want to defend, and Phantom Lancer has very limited fighting capabilities early on. Sure, Spirit Lance is a good nuke, but he's so squishy, so the moment they on the real one doesn't have Doppelganger available, then he's just going to 6, if not.
10 seconds remaining.
So, as EHOME.Keen pull out a last pick that ties us all together, that gives them some really strong defense. So also really strong team fights in the phases of the game, then CDC may just run. Do hope my FPS will hold up. I did some new settings on item out the other. Tested them in live circumstances, so let's hope that'll work out. And my microphone might also need to boost it up and restart the stream in a moment. But you guys let me know in chat. Just let me know in chat if I'm too low or not. Okay, waiting for the last pick. What could it be now for CDEC? Still looking for support unless I want to run a Nature's Brother 4 position. Axe still comes to mind, there's nothing banned out. It's gonna be the Earthshaker, alright.
Dire
Bit
team
more of a more heavy counter up against Phantom Lancer even in later parts of the game, bit of a... Okay. Alright, Sniper Gaming, ladies and gentlemen. Not what I expected. Guess it's one way to deal with CDC, just outrange them, but I don't know. I don't know if that'll work out for them, to be honest. I don't know. Sniper's just in such a weird place for me. Sure, you do right click, but you don't do a whole lot else. Shrapnel is annoying, sure, but outside of that, what does it really give you, right? It's yet
prepare
another
for
one of these
battle.
heroes that cannot really fight against these pushes. It's kind of more of a skirmish hero where he sits in the back lines and someone else front line for him, and then just throwing some right clicks from shrapnels, throwing assassinate here when it comes to the first 10-20 minutes of the game. Until there's a point where he's starting to get this right click up and running. But yeah, as I said, not convinced about EHOME.Keen's draft here. CDC though looking very strong here with the Drow Ranger lineup. We'll see how it works out as we get into game number 1. Hopping in from Dota TV, I'm trying to get into the lobby for the next games, but did come in at very last notice, so I do hope that you forgive me. And for CDC, we've got Feb playing the Dragon Knight in mid. October, Oct on that Earthshaker. We've got September on the
30
Oracle.
seconds to battle.
November on the Drow Ranger, and that leads to June, I believe, on that Nature's Prophet offlane. Closing them is going to be QD on that Phantom Lancer here. Guy with Chinese characters on the Sniper. Another guy with Chinese characters playing the Earth Spirit, rolling about JDH. Gonna call him here on the Dazzle. And who am I missing? That's a Slaughter here, hiding in the trees.
The
Played
battle
by
begins.
XY. XI, I should say. One for Rune Shade. Nothing crazy happening just yet. Apart from this one here, he's just gonna try and get the creep wave, but November, well, he's on top of him. Not a whole lot that you can do about it though. Especially having the aura skill already. September neither, well you can kind of fortune zen him, do a little bit of damage here with the help of the creeps, but this is still gonna be the level 2 for XI, unless they can do something else here. October making his way in. Nice little fishy blocking off the entire retreat path. And now XI, he's in a lot of trouble. He'll just be right click down, realize that this is his fate. He tries to go for the crush as the wall ends. Another Fortune's End though, holding him for another couple of seconds. The creeps. And another crush, another right click. It's gonna be enough with the fissure. October taking it themselves, and the creeps that he wanted to try and get to secure his level 2 ended up being being his bane, the bane of his existence, adding that crucial extra damage to him. Also good rotation there from the Earthshaker with the beautiful fissures, so well played by CDC, kind of getting a freebie here, and all of a sudden this lane is looking more impossible than it was before. Melee hero up against the Drow lineup. Earthshaker now doesn't really have the mana for anything else, might have to sip on his potion in a moment, but still an Oracle here with the Fortune's End. Slaughter has to be very careful about that, and now, well, let's see another fissure block here. If he goes across this line, I'd like to draw on a map, but yeah, if he goes across this line, across the river, then he might just be caught with that again. Now though, he managed to grab his level 2, which is all he could ask for almost. Nature's Prophet, similar pace up top. Of course, Prophet has the benefit of being able to go back into the jungle very, very easily with the starter with the boots build instead of the Iron Talon. Still gonna need quite a bit of extra gold to make that viable. By viable, I mean possible. It's not really all that effective on the Slaughter, to be honest. And now, it's just being bullied by the Slaughter. Being blocked out of experience range. November also making a way across, and honestly, I'm surprised he's getting as much as he is. It's living life on the edge right there, but okay, I missed that completely. That shouldn't really have happened, to be honest. Was there? Okay, never mind. Earthward rotation. I was so amazed by this bottom lane that I did not think about the Earthshaker or Earth Spirit. So confusing with both of the Earth guys on the field, but yeah, it's of course something to be expected here. Earth Spirit rotations towards the middle lane. Still has a haste rune for a little bit. A bunch of stones, level 2. Can maybe set up for something else. One shrapnel will be available in a couple of seconds as well. Still Dragon Knight, we were talking about those. If he's in this kind of position here on his own high ground, there's no real way for them to actually kill him without some help rotating his way. But now just staying around, waiting for an opportunity. Waiting for him to maybe move out a little bit more. But regardless, yeah, it'll definitely help out the sniper on this lane. See, you'd say he's slightly favored because he's ranged, but then again, Dragon Knight doesn't really care about the Blink Harass. A whole lot of damage on the sniper here, especially with Brief Fire being this kind of long range, being able to mitigate that even further. So the only thing that he has to worry about in a from pure laning standpoint is just the shrapnel harass. Downside is that you're forced to put on a lot of points in the Dragon Blood to sustain yourself, but hey. Well, that's what you do anyway in most matchups on as a Dragon Knight mid. Yeah, it's taking quite a bit of damage with another roll in, 2 shrapnels used. But yeah, gonna bottle up with a couple of stick charges, gonna bottle Crow as well. As the rune control is in favor of EHOME.Keen. But yeah, he's absolutely fine. As soon as he hits his level 6 or level 7, as soon as the sniper maybe wants to rotate out, help gank another lane, then this tier 1 mid will take quite a bit of harassment. Bottom lane, you see the Dazzle coming in now to try and help out. Not all that successful here. That's a huge creep wave though, so they want to try and secure that just in terms of experience. But CDEC going in very aggressively, trying to zone him out, and now even looking to find him inside. Okay, maybe with a return around Masterpiece come in here. The stone will miss onto November though. Will also not catch September either, just TP's out to the side. So mass rotation towards the bottom lane. They need to make something happen with that. This roll will connect. Plus the shrapnel snow. This might be a dead Drow Ranger, and it will be indeed. He plinked away, not a whole lot that the Earthshaker could have done there, even with the fissure. Desperately needed to get something out of that, because yeah, as I said, as soon as the sniper rotates out, this tier 1 mid is going to take quite a bit of harassment here from the Dragon Knight. We'll have the benefit of the Drow R now as well, only 11 damage. There's no level 6 just yet. It's kind of the downside of the Tri-9, obviously. Drow Ranger is not getting a lot of experience down here. Now dying is, puts EHOME.Keen in a position where they can actually kind of take this game, sustain through this pressure here, but now, nice little pickup. Second Purified Flame does the trick, and now the sniper trying to trade and will be able to. With the right clicks here, not being blocked by the Fate's Edict, obviously, but now has to put his tail under his legs, trying to get out with the rotation in from June. Not quite enough damage. The Battle of the Face Boots. Sniper will be winning that one barely, so... Okay, trade I suppose here, support for support, but Sniper getting the kill. 3-0 and 0, and this is exactly what they needed for the Sniper. That's a hero that's heavily momentum based. If you don't keep your farm progression, if you don't keep your item progression up and running on this hero, then you just turn into a glorified range creep at that point. So getting him this good start is absolutely vital, sitting on top of the net worth chart right now. After the Phantom Lance, I haven't talked too much about him just because of some action happening in the other lanes, but he's not been pressured too much here for the 2 last hits, sitting on top of the chart there. Now, TP down to the bottom as they're trying to make something happen, but Argyle too far out of range for that Spirit Lance. But they have something more in mind as well. Got their Spirit with another Haste Rune. Got Dazzle here, and also the Slaughter, not quite level 6 just yet. He's still struggling quite a bit. 1 deny to his name. Wait, 1 death, 10 last hits. God, I'm so not on top of him today. My defense, like, I just got up a moment ago. His Sniper goes down. Now, rotation in with a Crush here. Bit of a to stun from Earthshaker. June still right-clicking away, but the rollout should keep Earthsplit safe, but not if he rolls right into Oracle. Quite the right direction, and now the Fissure to block him off. A little bit of extra lockdown for the Fortune's End. And the Oracle. Doing Oracle things, snagging, get another kill for himself. 2-1-2 on him now. It's a 3-for-1 trade here. They get the Dragonite, which is okay. The tower went down, that was not denied, I believe. Nope, Dragonite got that one. They got 3 kills in return. So, fairly nice. Now, another fight down on the bottom here. Phantom Lancer gonna Phantom Walk across in long roll here. Back on September. Nice little stun onto Dragonite, keeping him in the fight a little bit longer. But they didn't quite get the damage onto the Earthshake in time. No Assassinate was channel. With that being a threat. And just using our time to get the Earthshaker out. This draw's level 6 now though, so things are starting to get a little bit more dangerous. 4 heroes able to benefit off of that. Dragonite only with his ultimate form, which he did not have in that fight, but still. This is the point where EHOME.Keen is going to have to be very, very careful about what kind of fights they take. We saw it in that last one. Turned around on them quite a bit. You'd argue, yeah, if Slaughter had a little bit more, then maybe would have survived that. Maybe could have done more. But now, November, well, still has a self, so we'll be happy with that. Look at this, Fab. Immersoon scouting out everything that's going on here. Might not know about the Earthspirits though, still hiding in the side. Might be an issue as to try and go in for JDH, but then again he'll just get nuked down. Oh, Willie does get the TP out. Michelle Grave at just the last second. Hashtag just dazzle things. Now, it looks like the push train's gonna start rolling soon here in this bottom lane. Feb still sticking around. Assassinate spam will only do so much. This tower already down to very few health points in general. Well, look at this November, the roll in. Earthbird finally showing his face down here, but with the Oracle there, he also does not quite have his level 6, but Fate's Edict at this point can be good enough against the Earthbird damage. Yeah, without the Fortune's End, it's gonna be a little bit tricky to have the Drow on the front lines. Or have the Drow exposed and sort of roll in. Big show of force down the bottom again. You really want to get down this tower, and they will be finally able to do so. Should trade for top as Slaughter. He made his way in here, only to be greeted by Nature's Prophet. Let's turn into a straight 1-for-1 tower trade here.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Don't really want to keep my camera away from this Earthsplit for too long, because he's always looking for stuff, but he's not been successful as of late. But now it might be, as June just teleports right in, silence into stun. There's a follow-up available from Slaughter if he wants to go for it, but he wants to find September instead with the amplified damage with June. Well, he's still alive. September is as well. So silence comes in after the fissure. Now they're in a lot of trouble here. They just need the right-click damage, but they don't quite have it. November in the front line is not exactly where he wants to be. Phantom Lancer finishes him off. Only now Feb comes in to try and provide some extra control. They will be able to nuke out the Phantom Lancer as he chooses the wrong retreat path. And now he'll find the Dazzle again. He can Shallow Grave TP, but this time around there's a stun available. So all he can do really is just delay the inevitable 2-for-1 trade. It's a really awkward start too. That was just Nature's Prophet teleporting in right in front of an Earthspird without vision at all. So this could have turned out very, very wrong. As it stands, with our Dragon ultimate still going, they will be able to put on a lot of pressure on his tower, not to mention the treants, and now the Drow Aura coming back into play as she respawns. So this T2 going down is a great victory for CDEC, and they do not even get to deny. Treant's too strong. Heard it here first, and again, mass TPs. Look on Earthbird here as well as XI. Slaughter without a blink dagger, it's gonna have a hard time catching up, but not if he doesn't have help. Oh god. Good fissure here. Blocking this Earthbird from getting any sort of follow-up stone off. Yeah, if the roll connected, or if he'd gotten another stone, maybe Slaughter could have gone in for the follow-up crush. And maybe they would have had enough damage with the amplifier. It's kind of hard to judge on Dragonite with 1000 health points max Dragon's Blood. Amplifier does -10 at this point, right? Yeah. I would put him down to 8 armor. Still take enough outrager, but hey. Speaking of smokes, is now one of the shakers was September. Get some wards down if nothing else, and might be able to catch Phantom Lancer here, perhaps the Dazzle. Much easier kill. But not a lot of mobility here on the side of CDC just yet. Oh, Shaker saving for Blink, I would assume, man. Maybe might go for one himself now. Has enough money. He's gonna go for the armor instead. So looking for the damage. I don't mind that either. The idea is to push towers, then you don't necessarily need the blink. You just wait for EHOME to run into you, and then you can't initiate. If they don't do that, well, just hit the tower. No problem whatsoever. The only indication that they be slightly behind on the time here on the side of CVC is the fact that this tier 1 still stands on the bottom. Try and take care of that right now through Sharpnel. With everyone there, but the one missing is June, obviously, can teleport in. Given moments. So can a Phantom Lancer, has the boots of trouble already. Plus a TV scroll Slaughter, so if EHOME wants to fight, they can have everyone there. So can CDEC. But EHOME don't really want to take the fights with that CDC is set up for. Okay, Echo Slam, just lock him down a little bit more. The roll comes through, and Sniper, well, he's no trouble whatsoever, so there was no follow-up, and only now Feb comes in, trying to lock down K, but nice dodge down the Fate CDEC. Assassinate not doing anything, but that Magnetize is proving to be quite the issue. There's been dropping stone after stone to keep that going. Now they're just trying to retreat, but maybe just turn it around on the slaughter. Feb splits to the side, but okay, they will find the Draw Ranger instead. Seb's still alive somehow, but now, okay, finally finishes that kill as well. Looking for June too. Sprout, a couple of extra trees. Would have been a handy situation to have an Echo Slam there, but hey. Pep's still alive actually. Armor toggles his way to victory. That extra health to stay alive throughout the TB. No stuns available. Get him out of that. Oh, what a team fight. That was really, really weird. Just talking about how EHOME.Keen don't want to take a team fight with CDC set up for it, and by set up I mean some heroes hitting the tower and then Earthshaker and Oracle ready to save and counter initiate. But if Earthshaker's all the way up here just solo echo slamming a sniper for no goddamn reason, then things like that are going to happen. They try to retreat through the trees. Cost them daily. I mean, Drow went down, June went down, Earthshake also went down. God damn it. I was on that actually. That was Case of Fuel Blade, wasn't it? Feb might end up falling here. Tries to arm the target here, is silenced. No help whatsoever on the way. So not a lot of toggling going on. A bunch of illusions hitting you in the face, I suppose. But yeah, that was part of Phantom Lancer's Fuel Blade. And delayed that for quite a long time, as he would have enough money for the recipe in a moment's time anyway. So good snap on that. Oh, we switched network with this bunch, didn't I? 7.2k on a Phantom Lancer, but a lot of that is on the courier, so hey. A little bit further behind than maybe it would like, and after that the 3 cores are CDC'd, so they're still in a decent spot looking at the graphs. About 5k ahead. Experience though, in favor of EHOME.Keen. Just goes to show that a lot of that advantage is actually in Tower Gold, as you would expect, but doesn't mean that the moment that they start slip and EHOME gets a couple of towers of their own, that's the moment where this gold lead will all but evaporate. Sniper, well, he hasn't had the most farm, but he does have Dragonlance, does have face boots and gloves of haste. Probably going into Maelstrom, I had to guess. Did some Midas, I'm gonna set Phage on him or something. But Maelstrom just makes some sense here, just against the treants.
Warriors of the
What's
wood.
this now? Yeah, smoke up. With a blink on Slaughter, just recently acquired. This rune even is a gift. Not sure whether there are any wards on the side of CDC that would perhaps spot the vanishing of this rune, so they're not gonna take it. They're gonna go straight for this Roshan. The treant's on the way in though. CDC will know what's happening, but they're kinda out of position to deal with this. Okay, still scared enough, I suppose. Quite fast enough, even with the amplified damage, they just don't quite have the right to down through. Sniper's not quite there yet. Phantom Lancer, obviously, it's an illusion-based carry, not ideal against this big guy. So, EHOME.Keen not taking a chance. CDC, though they did smoke up. We're willing to go in for this. But now, well, try and make something else out of that if they can. No ward spawning this out. Was there with a blink deck of his own, but they do catch you in the back. Alright. Hazel expose himself for a second there, but let the ward just planted down. So if anyone comes up to the creep wave now, especially a sniper, this could be a big kill. But this close in front of the base, not easy, especially not with the Dazzle being there as well. Always able to shot grave it through. CDC, they're kind of losing some steam here. Still have a lot of gold, have yet to put that into a lot of items though. Drow Ranger with the Shadow Blade. Sure about that, the one more defensive than offensive in this game, I would imagine. Mechanism and works for Oracle, he almost has that, so that's going to be good timing for them. A lot of gold on the Dragon Knight, and this is where probably needs to start investing that into something, be it a blink or be it tanky item. Snazy straight off the bat, something like that. Well, snipers farming. Is pushing in here. It's kind of still the X factor on Nature's Prophet. Now TPing in down to the bottom lane as they do catch the Phantom Lancer and will be able to burst him down
Many a grave is hidden
before he can get his defensive utility out.
Dire's top tower
That's a
is
good
under
kill, and
attack.
with that they can even take Roshan themselves. OPL means it's the highest net worth hero, right? He has a defeated blade now, so it's a ridiculous amount of hero damage. So they'll have to contend with the shrapnel, and sitting in there for an extended period of time is not advised. Especially not with a weave on top of you. So, EHOME.Keen just gonna have to delay this for a little bit. They still have a tier 2 here that PL can teleport to and damage the creeper with the boots of travel. This Roche is not going terribly quickly for CDC either. Probably just gonna have to abort this too unless we want to take a team fight. Smoke up now for EHOME.Keen. Blink Crush on top of the tankiest hero in the game here. Follow up there from the Earth Burden, but now Silence is there. Very nice pops his form, his ultimate form. Lots of false promise on top of him, but another Blink Crush. They're not actually helping him out all that much. Just in the backlines, the Phantom Lancer comes in to finish up one, almost two supports. Bab, another Crush. He doesn't die, but he keeps being controlled up, and eventually he'll be right-clicked down, so that's
Is under attack.
two heroes down, double kill for the sniper. Dire's courier dies again just because it's all that Jude can do this position. That and split bush, yeah, actually top lane, look at this. He could have teleported up there and put on pressure.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Feeling comfortable enough though, but yeah, finally Roshan, the big guy, going down in favor of EHOME.Keen.
Shine has fallen to the dire.
Dangerous on a Phantom Lancer, well, it's
Is under attack.
a bit dangerous here, especially considering the worth that he has on Steam right now. Drow Ranger has comparable net worth, but it's not quite the same fight impact. It's because Phantom Lancer has the tools to get right on top of her and negating her entirely, whereas Drow Ranger is it's much harder to do vice versa, because even if you silence him at this point, you can just defuse it off and still be fully combat effective. And even if you kill him once now, like they did with the pickup earlier and that creep camp, gonna have to kill him twice, and you bet that won't be that alone again. It's gonna have backup. So now, CDC is still ahead in terms of goal, but experience actually at the 0 line. But in terms of momentum, I actually want to say that EHOME is picking up. They lose the agency though for nothing. This could be big, and they just might. No Ekisland being committed just yet. They don't want it. They don't need it. Find the right one and be content with the Aegis, knowing where everybody else is. But then again, they do know. And again, they probably wouldn't have had the damage to finish him off a second time. Now smoke up again. Slara set them up for this Roche kill with the Blink Rush. Or multiple Blink Rushes, just clearing. I mean, it didn't kill the Dragon Knight, but it kept them away from saving their Drow, which is all that they were looking for. Or saving the backlines in general. Drow was forced to flee, they got the Earthshaker and then almost the Oracle. Now, well, November is not a safe place to be, but September does get the false promise off before Silence can come out. So we'll be able to stay alive here, but hey, claim another tower, second one for EHOME.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Will not be defended. They just can't. BKB now on Dragon Knight for the next team fight, but they still need to find a good angle. With Shake up top here, it's going to happen. Instead, they just go for the rat. Keep this lane pressured in, make sure that EHOME always has to look behind their shoulders. Looks like we might have to transition into this over later part of the game, because CDC, every minute that goes by, the timing slips away from them. Hurricane Pike and Drow, good item. Not sure if it's going to be enough against Phantom Lancer though, right? It's just such a perfect hero. It's getting a lot of gold. Can have his meta style in the moment here when he wants to, really. Then after that, you're looking at big items like hearts, make the loot more tanky, or butterfly, probably more likely. Also at MKBs here on potentially DK Drow, and Nature's Prophet can go into that himself. It's going for a bit more of a fighting build instead of the full on Prophet with Axe Octor. No, he has a BKB of his own. Up to 10 seconds still, so you're gonna want him for the extra right clicks to decide the fight before they can really start turning into these more sustained engagements. And this Earthbird, he really likes the trees, doesn't he? Spending a lot of time in them. Smoke down mid. Don't really have the momentum going in their favor, so they can't really pressure the high ground unless top lane is just disabling backdoor region. Really, they were hoping for someone to kind of walk by and go through jungle or go to lane as it stands. We'll scan something here, but EHOME.K, well, don't have too much vision out on just one aggressive fort in the jungle, all the way back here. But map being black also means that you naturally play a little bit more defensive. Play a little bit more careful so they do not get caught out by this. Yeah, with that they kind of let their own momentum that was gaining on them kind of slip away. Not for lack of trying here, they were looking for kills, they're just trying to bait out people down in bottom lane here with the Earthbird was waiting to pounce. Trying to go for smokes and blink crushes and whatnot, but flip side CDC has also not really been exposing themselves too much after nipped in the bud a couple of times. Just one of these games where one team fight may decide the fate of the entire thing. One or two team fights. One hero is in the wrong place at the wrong time, and then snowballs from there. There's just so many things that can happen at that point. Yeah, if you imagine if CDC win one fight on the dire side of the map with a creep wave coming in, So there are no buybacks in EHOME.Keen, which is not too many of right now. Sniper just spent his money, or thinking about spending. They get some crucial kills, and they have the creep wave, then you can imagine these towers falling very, very quickly at this point. Dry Ranger level 2, almost level 3 ultimate. It's a lot of extra agility and thus extra damage for not just him, but also most of the rest of his team. Again, how do you win a team fight if you don't see anybody coming out to greet you? Trying to. It is going to be hard for the Phantom Lance. It has to complete it now, so that's what I'm worried about, right? The longer the CDEC let this draw out, the longer they just not force anything more decisively, the more time this Phantom Lance and also Sniper will have to farm up. Once again, we settled on the draft. There's not a whole lot of AoE to deal with these illusions. Not a whole lot of single target lockdown in general. They have the Dragon Tail, which is great, and outside of that, they really have to rely on the Earthshaker. And if that fails, it only takes him dying to some freak assassinate or something, or Blink Crush or Nerve Spirit trolling him up. So that Phantom Lance has free reign. And now with the heart, it's getting even harder to burst them down. Even with the Acro Slam on a bunch of illusions and whatnot. I swear, it's Sniper also starting to get into damage. He only has to complete Mjolnir. Back for Shadowblade, okay. I guess Silver Edge would be useful here, just against the Dragon Knight. Disabling the Dragon Blood. It's easy minus hour, don't you? Even better than a Desolator if you think about it. Against this particular hero. So that might be the way for him to go. So roll in, okay. Almost.
Warriors of the wood.
They just profit also with Mjolnir. Keeping the pressure up, and EHOME can't really go across the river. Which technically should mean that the farm still be in favor of CDC. It's kind of leveled out. It's crazy. He's looking at more in terms of experience now. It looks like they're gonna finish off this tier 2 down the bottom. Unless EHOME want to fight this. Doing shrapnel here. They don't have everyone there. Instead, they might just straight for tier 1 top. Decisions. TPs come out. I was almost dead here, but now Phantom Lance are TPing into the creep wave. CDC, they're so far behind, it's easy for them to just disengage. Don't even send anything of worth up to the, up towards the tower. And they know that there's shrapnel chipping away at them. Just send a couple of treants here and there, just get a couple of right clicks in, but leave well in time before ehome.k can actually react. Also get the deny up top, so less gold for you. CDC just trying to play this this map control game, just choking ehome.k out. Trying to get more farm, just trying to outfarm them. It's working somewhat, but EL is still getting what he needs. Sniper's also getting to a point where he's getting scarier and scarier. He's left unattended, so they're gonna need someone to jump him in the back. With the Shadow Blades, just a tiny bit harder. Alright, next Roshan. Gonna be a long respawn, so you know, waiting for that for a while, which is more time for CDC to set up to keep the lanes pressured. They should Dragon Knight up top here. Phantom Lance and TP back, but 30 seconds, which is about when Roshan will respawn, but looks like I want to take a fight first, but okay, that's almost like a rookie mistake. Just taking a chance that they didn't need to take and June now to TP forward, trying to look for anything. They will find the Dazzle Easy Burst with the right click damage.
Demise.
How much is he hitting? Holy hell. That is it's even for like 300 pop plus Mjolnir procs. But yeah, I mean, walking up the high ground with no vision when you know that, or when both teams should know this is Roshan is about to go. CDEC is probably gonna stick around there for a while. It's just, as I said, a risk that they didn't need to take. It's cost them Roshan. Oh, roll in. He tried to go for the play. Oh, I don't know if that was necessary. At least they got a BKB for a from Nature's Prophet, I suppose. But yeah, huge loss for EHOME.K.
Radiant's top tower
A
is under
huge
attack.
loss. They lose 3 heroes, they lose the Aegis, and with that CC, you can probably group up. It's even Axe, yeah, Axe Maelstrom on Drow Ranger, as I mentioned on draft, probably the way that they need to go on this one to deal with the Phantom Lancer. And yeah, Ember gets some help if they manage to keep the Phantom Lancer away from him. Then you can deal with him now with this kind of itemization. They find June. Nice fissure here. Follow up from the Echo Slam. Trying to bring down Slaughter. Not quite enough, but Q, well, able to finish the job here. Actually, Slaughter does go down to the Nature's Prophet Ultimate at the end of it all. Nice little silence here. They do find the real Phantom Lancer. Heals himself to try get out with Doppelganger. Should be able to, yeah, get himself back to safety. All in all, a 1-for-1 trade. Pretty in favor of EHOME, honestly, because Nature's Prophet is much more valuable than the Slaughter is. Only 7k, this poor Slaughter. Even went back for the Midas, because he's so poor. Outside of that, no item progression past the blink. Like, got that like 15, 16, 17 minutes in or so? Cannot quite remember, but hey. Skadi now down on Phantom. How do you actually kill this guy now? Can still go Mantle Style for more illusions, which is kind of double-edged sword here always, with an Earthshaker on the other side, but hey. You only live once. So I can also replace the Quelling Blade with some sort of butterfly, and at that point, yeah, how do you kill him? One thing that I was been worried about the entire time. And despite this loss, despite Roshan going in favor of CDC, they're not actually using it to push or anything, right? They're just farming it up. They've been doing that for the past 15 minutes regardless. Okay. I just don't know where they want to go. I guess BKB and Drow would be good after the Aegis. Something here. Stone. Okay. For that. More lightning, I suppose. Is the answer. More lightning is always the answer. EHOME.Keen. A daring move to fight into a team which has the Aegis. Fight the draw straight, but hey, look at this. If they don't push now, then I don't know what's going on. They have Aegis, they have Axe Mjolnir, they have a DD rune on Drow, but now that might be taken away as they're trying to go for the initial burst to be able to finish him off. As now there's some help coming, and Drow actually surprisingly tanky. Still alive now with a Shadow Blade. Looking for a target in the back here. It's gonna be a sniper, pops the BKB. But almost dies with right clicks anyway. September in the front will be finished off. But November, Planet Assassinate not enough to trigger the Aegis. Now, well, actually find the Phantom Lance, enough control. Come to right clicked off with a shrapnel, I believe. Finishes off the Aegis. A chaotic fight, but yeah, Sniper just unable to really do too much. November didn't actually burst him down. He was so tanky. Even without the, I don't think it was False Promise on him. And well, that's exactly what I was talking about. You win a fight, you take a tower, and you take a set of racks, maybe two. There's no Phantom Lancer for 50 seconds. It doesn't have buyback, so you should figure that out. Key comes in, barely gets a Shadow Grave off in time. And Fab actually forced that back in further into the base
Dire's middle
where he
barracks
wanted to go. So with that, they're gonna have to abandon the rest of this push, but they did get the melee racks. Got what they came for. Now they're looking for more. The Fish are trying to bluff this roll, but still looking for something. Almost at the stone here, but the constant sprouts makes it just that little bit harder to follow on.
invisibility.
EHOME.K still in this, but they cannot afford something like that again. If they want to focus on one target, then they need to bring it down, even if it's with Aegis. It's one of these questionable decisions anyway, right? Where it can go either way. If they kill the Drow, and then the rest of CDC will be worried about continuing to engage. It depends on how much you've used at that point. But as it stands, Drow survived for quite a long time. Took Sniper out of the fight, but just making him flee, if nothing else. Thanks to the DD rune, just chipping away at him so hard. Yeah, Drow surviving. Phantom Lancer right in the middle of it. They only got the Oracle, who still got some of the spells off. Rest of CDC, especially his Nature's Prophet, is doing a ridiculous amount of damage himself right now. Has a crit stick here, the Crystallis, perhaps going into that Bloodthorn, just a straight up Daedalus. Plus the Scythe now after that. Oh, Link Crush onto October, follow up there from the roll and Assassinate Channel as well. I'll finish him off. But yeah, just the Nature's Prophet as well, he's doing a ridiculous amount of damage, and all you need at that point is a little bit of control on a Phantom Lancer. Questioning how they would kill him, but I don't expect him to be left alone like that. But yeah, BKB TP forced out. Looking for the bash, don't get it. More strong, please. 4% even, so hit twice. Do the math. I won't do the math on stream. I'm not stupid. I mean, I'm stupid at times, but not as stupid as to do math on stream, because that never works out for a broadcaster. But hey.
Radiant's middle tower
Taking
is
another look at the
under
graphs. Well, CDC past the 10k mark. Slightly pulled back here thanks to these couple of pickoffs. Experience, similar idea. EHOME.K are still in this, but they need to take the right sort of team fights. Now without the Aegis, it's a little bit easier, obviously. But Silver Urchin, Drow Ranger does disable the ultimate from Phantom Lancer, I believe. Yeah, just the minus damage also could be very useful against a sniper. Much from taking his passes away can be quite annoying. Now there's a smoke deep into the enemy side here. You want to see situations where CDC will just sit on the high ground and wait for EHOME.K to rotate back. Because they should have known that they're down here, with the Creeper probably spotting some of them, but now, okay, they're on the low ground now. About to make the same mistake that XI did earlier, but very a little bit more dangerous here, chopping away XI, chopping away Dial 2 is down, and now controlled up is the Phantom Lance on the back. Goes back to the high ground here, Feb and June, tracking down the Earthbird, and now, well, battling up 3, 4 and 1, it's never going to work. Oh man. This is only a mistake if you're not tanky enough to withstand it, I suppose. But yeah, Dragon Knight going up that same cliff that was already proving to be quite a bad place to fight for EHOME.K earlier for different reasons. Now it's a good fight for them to take. Easy tier 2, and they're going to go high ground again. Force out buybacks at the very least, and they're gonna have to use the Phantom Lancer buyback here if they want to have any hope of sustaining against this. Or they just let the strikes go, but even then.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's structures
Well,
are falling.
Glyph will last a little bit longer. They will have a slaughter. BKB as the 4 stuff comes in. Start of EHOME. BKB TP out after the melee racks.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Not taking any chances. And yeah, all the lanes are being pushed in. CDC slowly but surely they're just getting the objectives. And EHOME.K, I feel like apart from this one time just now, they went back into that fight, they haven't really been able to push across the river, if you really think about it. That's where I gotta ask, what's this lineup going to do? What's this lineup supposed to do at this stage? Right? You have an Earthbird, you have a Slaughter, you're supposed to take team fights and go win. Constantly re-engage, especially with the Phantom Lancer too. But this is not the kind of fight that you can take anymore reliably. Because there's an Oracle just to be that safety mechanism. Just put a stop to it with False Promise. Then at this point there's so much damage on a number of heroes from CDEC. I mean, we've even seen the Dragonite pretty much solo kill a Slaughter there. That's just every single bit of lockdown just turns either into a kill or at least into a position where you cannot continue to fight or cannot re-engage at all. So at this point you just gotta man fight, but how do you do that? 2.5k on the Dragonite, 2.7k health points on a Drow Ranger. It's very hard to chew through that because Phantom Lancer, yeah, as good as he is, doesn't quite do as much damage. Especially not with the BKB, he's just even with the mana burn. Now this might be the nail in the coffin. Aegis and She's. Aegis now in the hands of Nature's Prophet because everyone else is 6-dotted by the looks of it. Yeah. Drow Ranger can obviously still go for Boots of Travel as well as the Moonshot. Similar idea for Dragonite. Still has a few slots left to go. Few items left to pick up, but yeah, it's looking worse and worse for EHOME right now. Oh god, they find Sniper. October with the inverse Shadowblade of his own and Dune with the +1. He's Drow Ranger making his way in to snag the kill, and yeah, it's buyback force out as well. Switch that overview here. Bright side, they didn't have to buy back on a Phantom Lancer earlier, so they're still gonna have that. Might put some fear into CDEC still. On the other hand, doesn't even have enough money for buyback right now. Needs a little bit more. Till then, well, Siege is real. The hard time see EHOME even leave the base at this point. Who building just betrayed by his own team, but hey. It's gonna be very slow death, yeah. Don't really see any other way that this game can go down unless CDC just starts to feed themselves. This tower is essentially dead, just a tree and harass. Rain tracks in mid died already, bottom lane is also exposed. Only the rain tracks.
Invisibility.
Bit of a standoff here right now. Okay.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Do get the tower destroyed, no deny, so EHOME they're leaving that alive to just try and force someone to get in close enough for this kind of play. The blink into a quick pick off, but it wasn't to be. Doing all that, bottom lane is pushing in. They're gonna lose the range racks here. At the very least, gonna force someone to go back in and defend that. And this would be the point with CDC, but for more damage here on the high ground. But the Phantom Lancer there. Prepare up top to really give them more vision, I suppose. So Playing it very safe. Can't say I blame them, but it's getting to a point where I say, alright, at some point you're gonna have to go high, we're gonna have to do some building damage.
Dire's structures are fortified.
This is where we're at. Okay, they do immediately get the Earthbird somehow. It was just a big crit from June, and now the BKB's galore. K, he can't, QD, he can't do anything. This gets brought down with Phantom Lance. Immediate buyback on him as well as the Slaughter, but JDH, Shallow Grave, keep him alive, barely. And you know, all that. This was the bounce that I was talking about. The Aegis will be used, but they don't really care. They've already done the damage now, especially if they can get some sort of dieback here. June sitting in front here though, without BKB. He actually has it now. Plus the false promise. Turning this around on K. Gets false start back. He needs some help here. Shallow Grave. Back to base. I know that it matters. They're mega creeped. Do get the snipe there on the Dragon Knight, which is great, but they're still mega creep. They don't really have the tools to deal with it. I guess they do have the snipe with the Elder. They do have a Phantom Lance who can tank this definitely, but best I can hope for is really that CDEC wants to take this to the next Roche.
Swiftly now.
And just wait until then. But last hope for EHOME.K right now is a Hail Mary play. Just have an amazing base defense, kill a couple of heroes, then go across the map, kill another couple of heroes after buybacks. That's just never going to happen. And they realize that here the GG is called in EHOME.K.
Radiant.
Gonna lose game number 1. This is a best of 3 though. I'm gonna